Hello and welcome back everyone. And in the last video of our React Hook form, we saw how can we initialize React Hook form in our Nextjs application. And in this video, we are going to see how can we use React Hook form to make our code more efficient and make it look more better, more readable. And without a further ado, let's begin. So what I'm going to do now is I have my localhost 3000 running here in my terminal right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my code editor, which is this VS Code, and let's wrap this code. Oh, okay, we don't have to wrap this up. We can just simply go and remove this whole home page code, which is like this. And if you go and write some simple div and then write hello world like this. So all the code is gone and we have our hello world here. So let's start implementing React Hook form. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this image and I'm going to import our use form submit handler from React hook form like this. And now, as the suggested in their docs, we are going to create a type which is of type inputs this, and then we are going to pass two things here. For now, we are going to create a simple form with the email and password. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write the email, and so it is of type string, and similarly, we are going to write the password and let's fix the spelling password and it is also of type string. So let's go and use this type input in our code. So below this we are going to write const register and register, and then we are going to write handle submit, which will be used in our form actions. And now we can catch the watch and then form state. So form and then state. Now we can all, get this from our use form like this, and then inside this use form we can pass our type like here. So as I told you, what this is doing, it is telling us that we are going to have only two types here, which is of our email and password, and these are of type string and string as well. So, and apart from these email and password, if we try to use anything else such as full name or username, it will simply will not register it because we give it the type of input, and this type input contains only two elements, which are email and password. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a simple on submit function. We going to do like const on submit, and it is a arrow function, so we can do it like this. And inside this we can okay, so what we can do is we can give it of type submit handler, so because it will catch all the data that we will be submitting through our form action. And then inside the submit handler we can give it of type input, because it will catch these inputs from our submit handler and then pass it to the on submit. And then we can give it inside our data to the parameters. And then what we can do is we can just simply console.log our data to see what the type of data, what data we will be getting when we fill up the form. So okay, so let's go and give it the console.log and can give us the watch, and then we have this email, so we can give it email to see what we are actually getting inside this watch email. Okay, so let's start working on our JSX. Okay, so let's go and create a simple form like this, and inside this form we can pass our on submit, and then inside this on submit we can give handle submit, and inside the handle submit we can give our on submit function that we created right here. Now let's go inside our form and then create an input, and this input is of type we can give it email, and then we can pass this register function like this that we created above right here. So we can give it like this. So what it will do is it will catch the value from the input and then it will register it, and then it will register it by which name, the name that we have passed, which is our email. So it will register the email which will be entered in this input and then send it to the on submit function through this action. Now it's time to create another input. of which will be of type of password, and we can simply go input and then type is equal to password, and then similarly like we did with the in email, we can go and register this, and inside this register we can just simply write password. So what it will do, it will just simply register whatever we write inside this input. And lastly, we are going to give it a, another input which is of type submit like this, and then we can close it. Now we have this console log right here on our on submit function. We have these two inputs. Now let's go and check out the page what we have got there. So it is saying there's some issue. Okay, so why this error comes up? Because I'm such a dumb, and since this use form, is a client-sided operation, because it is a kind of hook as the name suggests, React hook form. So it is of course a hook, and to use the hook, our function needs to be a our components need to be a client-sided component. So we are going to write use client right here like this, and boom, the error is gone. But we are still missing something here. It does not look so good. It should have some gap here, right? A little bit of gap is required. So let's go and do some CSS right here. So here, as you guys can see, I did some little bit of tailwind here and added some classes right here, and some of it here, and some of on our on submit function. And this is the final look. It will work for now. We have our email field, we have our password field, and we have the submit button. So what we are going to do now is we are going to see two things here. First, what we will get inside this console log. Let's add a little bit of identifier so we can understand. We are getting our data here, and we are getting this. We are watching what is happening when we, fill this email input. So let's go ahead and open our console, and we are going to clear it. And now let's start typing. So we can just ignore this for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter a random anything here. So xyz at the rate gmail.com. So as you can see, as I am, you know, writing anything inside this input, so it is watching what is being written here, and as we enter our keywords, it just, takes it, absorbs it, and then just pass it our watch this console log. So it is watching what we are writing in this email input where we are registering our email, and if we go and write our password, it will not work because we are not watching it. So if we change it to our password, like if I go and paste it right here, so if I go and write the XIV password, so you can see it is making this here. So let's go and see what happens when we submit our data. So if I go back and I can just comment it for now, and if I go ahead and refresh our page and then open our console again, we can get rid of it. Now let's go and type something here. So if I write test at the rate gmail.com, and then our password here like this, and our password here which can be anything, test123. So as soon as I click the submit button, it will take this data and then send it to this on submit function, which is taking the data, and then this data we can use it anywhere. For now we are using it to print our console log, and we are getting our data. So I hope you guys are getting the idea what I'm trying to say. So this is the simple tutorial on how can we use and fetch the data from inputs without using use state and just simple register. It is clear to you guys how this React hook form is getting the data from our inputs without any use state, and then we can use this data to pass as payload to our APIs, and then it will be very easy. We don't have to do so many use state. We don't have to use so many use state and then work with so many um, code optimization. We try to use different functions where we can implement our APIs and everything. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me show you once again how it is working, what's going on behind the scene. So if I go and pass any email address such as I can give it shuryanshu at the rate gmail.com, and then password like shuryanshu, and then I submit it. We get our email and password right here like this. So it is very easy, very efficient to use React hook form in our Next.js, or you can use it with any framework. It is not framework restricted. I hope you guys are getting the idea what I'm trying to say, and I hope this video helped you in some way. I'm not expecting very much, but I hope you guys are getting something from this video. And if you are, please like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you in the next one.